Boys, you already know what time it is. It is time to do more Valheim. Today we have got us a small list, but the list has a lot of parts on each little item, so we're going to hop into it and see you guys when we get into the game. So let's go! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We have changed a few settings. As you can see, the kiln now holds 50 wood, and the smelter will now hold 20 ore, and the coal on the smelter will also be at 50. I'm actually going to go grab some wood and show you another change we made, so I'll see you in a couple seconds. Alright, so now we're back at the smelter, and we have us some wood. Now, we stick in our wood, and as you see, it automatically takes the wood out of the chest, which is really cool. As you can see, smelter is taking stuff, it has filled itself with coal, and it's throwing items in to the chest as they smelt. So now we move on to the next big thing. We're gonna do is a sleepy, and we're gonna go check out that sweet, sweet little island we found in the last video. We enabled some features that allowed us to put smelted bars inside of these chests automatically, so I don't have to go to and fro. It just saves me time when we're out and about. So we'll leave that to do its thing, and we're gonna go explore. All right, we're gonna go to our little fancy schmancy island piece out there and see what we can do about maybe building a base out there. And just an aside, I'm still learning the sailing controls. As you can see, I'm drifting uncontrollably because I don't know jack crap about all this. I think as far as wave height goes, we will have to build this up. So this may be a multiple episode project. Something tells me, so yeah. So as you can see, this process will take quite a bit of stone, but we'll collect a lot of stone on our lovely adventures. So let me look at some things here. I think what we're gonna go for is like a long L here, and then like the short end of the L out this way. But right now, it's just important to know that we have a lot of work ahead of us on this part of the island. So I'm not going to spend too much time diddling with this for now. But we do know that we can do it, and that's, you know, the majority of the battle. Alright, so we are going to go and unload a little bit, and then we will be off into the distance, I believe. We're going to go and finish the upgrades of our gear. Also, side note, not just making new gear, we're upgrading our tools. Because as you can see, the durability on the pickaxe and the axe, they've both been used, you know, a decent amount, but not enough to justify a full break. So we're going to upgrade those, and I think that's what we're going to focus on right now. Once that's done, we will be in business. So I'm going to get all this stuff done. We will convene back once we get all the ore we need. So I will see you guys at that time. Okay, we made it back to base, and I'm going to show you why I went through the trouble last episode of terraforming all this and doing all this work. So I'll meet you down at the dock. Okay, so we made it to the dock, backed up our thing, and as you see, we cannot hold all of this loot. You put the stuff in the cart, and all of a sudden, you're balling. Loads it up in some cool little boxes for graphical effects, and now we're hauling. You are not weightless, per se. This loot is not weightless. And as you can see, I did some damage. Fine, we'll deal with that later. But this is going to help us get everything up here. Instead of making multiple trips, we make one slightly longer trip. If you do something similar, you'll probably have to jam the sprint button down. But it's no big deal. So we take this longer path, long through here, as you saw in the last episode, and all of a sudden you can go uphill with all your epic loot. This does not work. The wagon does not work well with steep inclines. Super steep anyway. Alright, we've made it back to the house. We're going to uncouple from the cart, and we are going to get into that lovely storage box. Actually, we're going to do one thing at a time here. We can take our time with this one and not sweat so much. And as you see, the auto fuel, I did set the range to maximum because I wasn't sure how far the distance would be, but it is just have that part of the mod going. I know that does somehow in a way seem disingenuous. To me, it breaks up the redundancy that's found when you're doing all this transport. I do feel the need to I guess in a way, justify why I do things the way I do sometimes. I could definitely see how someone could perceive that as me being lazy, but it really does just streamline the process, and it makes it better for you guys, because the more content that I can produce with good quality, which is what we aim for, the better. Better for me, better for you. I'm going to wait for some of this copper to cook so I can add the next upgrade to the forge here, which is the forge cooler. I will see you guys once we get done with this waiting, and then we'll get back to it, and we will start making gamer gear to go fight the big bad boy, the Elder, in the Black Forest down here. Now that we have a boat, we can reach him, so he gonna die. So now we can make our cooler after a bit of waiting. I don't know where we're gonna put it. I guess wherever the game will let us put it. Okay, so we've got us a level 3 forge now, which means we can make level 3 items, or upgrade to level 3 rather. And as I sit here with my hand in my hands crying, we don't have enough bronze, we're 1 short. We ended up with 9 total. So as you guessed, it's ore time. So I'm gonna go get that, and I'll see ya in a few seconds. Okay, so we got our copper from last trip brewing. We had about 32 of it, so it's gonna make a bunch of it. But it happened also in our daybreak when we got back, so instead of going to get more copper, I think what we're gonna do is wait for that stuff to cook. We are gonna go check out the new base island, as we'll start referring to it as. We're gonna bring all this stone down. We got a lot of stone from mining, and we had some in the base. If you remember, we had quite a bit in the chests. But we're gonna take all that out there and try to get some stuff done on that while we wait for the copper ore to refine. I will see you out there. All right, sweet. So we made it out to the new base land, and we are gonna try to get this working as best we can. So this is the longer side of our L. It is going to be a thick L, just because we would like to build. But I think what I'm gonna do is extend that out that way. And then on the areas of the lower L, I'm gonna have that go down to like a plains area, because at some point, I'm sure there's crops or something, but just to give us a little more room than just a floating L. All right, so just like that, we ran out of 300 and something stones. So if you ever wanted to see how expensive terraforming can get, there you go. Okay, so we have the perfect amount of bronze that we need. So we have 15 bronze. That's enough to make every piece of armor we need. Then we need but 1 piece of bronze to upgrade our pickaxe. And before we get started with the gear upgrades, it's becoming very obvious to me that necktail is... While I could go and hunt them for like 30 minutes and have, 60 of them, it's not seeming to be a sustainable and efficient process. So it's not something that immediately gives me the results I'm looking for, which is a consistent source of food. Whereas like deer, I can go shoot a deer anywhere. They're all over the place. Hogs give me meat as well. So I think what the next course of action to do is to use some of my metagame knowledge to give us a hand here. Okay, so I know that we talked about a trader. What we need to do is seek out that trader, my gosh. And we need to go and get a fishing pole from him, which will help us not only have another type of meat, but I think we can replace the necktail with the fish. I don't know that the fish is any better, but from what I understand, you can get a lot for a little with fishing. And what we'll do is we'll probably go on an expedition, find the trader, and we will get us some good loot, get us a fishing pole, maybe something else depending on what he has. Because I think once we start getting into some of the harder areas of the game, we're gonna need sufficient food. And for that to make sense, I'm gonna have to be able to avoid grindy stuff wherever possible. Now I know I'm still gonna have to grind for the fish, but it's all isolated to a smaller area. I'm not having to go around and search for something. Instead, I'm just fishing for it. That's the idea, is to do as little work as possible and get the maximum amount of results. So we're gonna fix some things up here real fast. I don't know that we're gonna get to the trader right off the bat, but I think that's gonna be our intention. See if we can get that fishing pole or, find something else. That way we can have consistent meat and not have to grind necks for, an hour or two. And we can just go straight into the next area of the game, which, as you saw over that I was talking over, we did get all bronze armor, which brought our armor way up. So now what we could do, we have 2 options. We can either continue to grind ore, which we will have to do anyway, but we can also make up fire arrows with some wood, resin, and feathers, and get ready to go fight the big guy and then fight him. So while I go do some exploring, I am going to also think about whether that can fit in this episode or not. So I will see you guys in a little bit. It's going to take me a while to explore, but I'll bring you back in if I find anything worth note. We didn't get far. I was like, this episode's only going to be able to be so long. After talking to someone who has found their trader in multiple worlds, there is an effective strategy. So he spawns close to the center of the world generation. So since we've explored most of this up here, my best solution that I can find at the moment is to honestly just go straight up. So follow this river wherever it is. Probably comes out like either here or like here, but try to go up this river. It looks like we could probably get up there with some fandangling, but what we might also do is just go through this river, because this river is pretty wide. So we'll probably go through here, go all the way up, and we'll go here and then try to go north as best we can. But we're going to go ahead and head out that way, because if we can find this trader, we can get a fishing pole, like we were talking about, and be able to have lots of meat. What I might actually do as well is I might set a portal up there. Now, so how portals work, you place that portal down, set a tag. In this case, we'll set it to something like trader. Once we set the portal up there, all we have to do is build another portal down here. That's what we're about to go head out and do, and I will meet you when we are up in here somewhere. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the cinematic views of the river. I did try to get something, though the rudder icon is very prime on being there, but I guess it is what it is. Anyway, I hope it was to your liking, but if we look ahead really closely, there is more land up there. It looks like there's mountains up there, which is cool. We definitely want to enjoy that. That being said, with that land being over there, that means we're gonna have to cross a substantial amount of water pretty slow. Now, I don't really know what's in this water. It doesn't look like, well, it looks like we might hit the ocean. I'm not sure what we'll see out here, but I'm gonna steer away from these darker regions, because I don't know what is in those waters. I know there's some kind of ugly thing down there. Not sure what it is. We were sailing against wind, and we sailed against wind the whole way here. And I'm hoping that that turns the other way, or at least somewhat, because I am getting more nervous. I don't know when something's going to come out and grab and pull my ship under. So how the trader works is the trader picks a spot. It picks a couple spots. There's a couple spots that traders are possible to spawn in. The trader can spawn at any of those spots, but whichever spot you find him in first is going to be the spot that he stays in. So there's multiple options on this whole map where he could spawn. We're going north because, well, that's what I was told by my man, so we'll see if like old tales of old, if it is true or not. So what we're going for is to find the trader. You don't have to pinpoint locate the trader. You have to get within so many meters of him. I'm not sure exactly how much, but you have to get within so much distance, and a little coin bag will pop up somewhere. I'm just gonna skirt the coast, and if this island doesn't work, then we're going to go to the next one. And it looks like there's another one there, so we'll just skirt on. Instead of going on this shore, we'll get as far up as we can, and then we'll jump over. Well, figuratively, we'll jump over. But this way, we should be able to find the trader. Now, I'm not saying this strategy always works, and it very well may not work for us. I'm just confident in the information I got. Dude's played a bunch of Valheim, so I'm gonna trust that his judgment is sufficient. And hope that I didn't just get fed a wives' tale. But we'll see. I'm just gonna say YOLO and go right. That looks like a black forest patch, and so does that. So worst case scenario, we search this one and find nothing, and then we search this one and we just work our way down. But I'm trying to minimize the amount of time we spend doing this, because there is other stuff that I need to be doing for this episode to conclude properly. I'll see you in a second. Finally getting some kind of wind that can help push us forward, albeit not much. So I'm moving very, very, very slowly. So I'm gonna actually jump out of the boat and let the storm pass before we do too much else. But we're gonna go and adventure, I guess. Till this storm's done, we can't get anything done anyway. Also, since the trader only spawns in the Black Forest, it means there's somewhat of a decent chance that he's either on this... Oh, shit, okay. Alright, guess let's go and get this little rowboat pushed on up. Was not expecting that, but anyway, to complete my statement before my excitement got the better of me, we're also going to try to see if we can find a crypt nearby the trader. And if we can, we'll get our Surtling core we need for the base and start kind of like a portal hub back at the base to go various places. And no, before you even need to ask, I'm not going to enable traveling or through portals. It's just, I don't know, that is subject to change. I don't really know what to expect of the later game. It may either be that we do that, depending on how far we have to travel to get resources, or we just increase the size of the boat's inventory. I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to try to head straight towards that. Boom. We found a safe crypt, fellas. You know what that means. Sweet, so we'll do that before we go head back and get that epic Surtling core madness. Okay, I can see the trader's bubble, so I'm going to try to land this vessel. Let's go see what we can accomplish up here in this lovely bubble. Oh man, see, we can get a Yule hat. Okay, the Megging Yord, is that how you say that? I think that's Thor's belt. But anyway, it seems like we could get our fishing rod and a decent amount of bait. Okay, so yeah, how we're going to handle this is right outside of his little bubble. So I guess like right here, I'm going to construct a quick base, because what I don't want to have to do is have to come back up here and repair my portal once it's been made. If you'll give me a second, I'm going to make something cool happen. Okay, so now we have got us a base down in the pit, and this is only important because this will keep gray dwarfs and other, really just namely gray dwarfs, from coming down there and attacking it. Once I make some fire arrows, get some fishies, once I do all that, we can go fight the big boy. But yeah, right before we do all that fun stuff, I am going to go rinse that burial down here. So I'm gonna go get our boat, wherever that might be. Looks like it's right here. We're gonna sail down that way, and we're gonna make our way back to base after we get some Surtling cores from that crypt. So I'll see you in the crypt, poppies. We've made landfall, dear boy. Okay, the skeletons are busy with Grey Dwarfs, so we're gonna go right in. Man, this thing is winding. I guess we have rinsed this place of all that it's worth. So I'm gonna let stamina regen, and we'll get out of here. And we're gonna go sail down to here, and then just skirt around the island and see what's up here. But yeah, I'll see y'all when we get to the bend, if there's anything interesting, and if not, I'll see you at home. Hopefully we don't freeze our balls off. Something tells me we very well might. Ah! Well, this seems to be a fatal mistake. Alright, I didn't mark that other crypt either, did I? Oh, wait, yes I did. Alright, well, I gave it an asterisk. What more could you hope for? Alright, upon completing the burial chamber, we found an additional 4 Surtling cores, so we now have enough for another set of portals, and with the one we found on the way back from the trader, the first one, we have enough to make the one at home, so now we can make a set. Alright, we're going to use this wind to the best of our knowledge and ability. Man, we boogieing now. Look at this. All right, we have made it home finally, bro. Okay, so now that we're home, I'm gonna sleep first and then put all my stuff away, and I'm gonna go see how fishing works. So I guess let's see what this fishing's about. I did turn the boat around because there were no fish out there, surprisingly. All right, it's hooked. Okay, it looks like it's draining stamina when I'm fighting the fish. So, all right, get us a fishy. Ah, so that's how it works. Man, look at them go down there. What are they doing? Okay, so I think I figured out how to fish. Okay, so here you go. You left click, and you hold left click to about there, and you cast out. It tell you how far. You don't want to be out that far. You want to be out about 7 to 12 or 13 is fine. And once it goes down, you right click it to hook the fish, and then you hold right click to reel it in, and as you see, it drains stamina pretty fast. And if you let go, you lose the fish. So as simple as that. So I'm gonna do that a few more times. I am going to head up to the base, and we're going to figure out which order we need to do this. We need to build a place for portals. We're going to get this fish cooked up, and we're going to come up with a battle plan to get the gear to go fight the Elder, which is down there, which before I had to sell up here. Seemed like a good distance, but really it's not that bad, especially if you ride the wind. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so now, as always with my gameplays, the next thing we gotta do is commit deforestation. So I've committed deforestation. I've made a bit of a mess, so I want you to see the mess that I've made. For your viewing pleasure, of course. Yeah. All that is going back on this little doodad. So we cleaned up the stumps, or the trees rather, and I know what you're saying, Austin. Are you gonna clean up these stumps? No. I can hear the comments. OMG, what about my OCD? Are you gonna clean those stumps up? You have to clean those stumps up. They're gonna get on my nerves. No, I'm not gonna clean those stumps up. And you know why I'm not gonna clean those stumps up? So those pesky tree dwarves will leave me alone. Because I have shown those gray dwarfs what a little bit of an axe can do to their homeland. And what I'll do to them if they keep raiding my base. Let this be a warning to the Grey Dwarf gang. I'm coming for you. And if you don't leave me alone, I'm gonna deforest your whole island. I will make sure there's no place for you to live. Because even though it would take me an incredibly long time, I will be that guy. And I will deforest your whole home. Don't test me, children. Okay. Grey Dwarf slander aside, we do have the mess cleaned up. It is quite a lot of crap. But we're going to go put this stuff to use and yet again expand the temporary base. I know I said it was temporary and I meant it. Oh god. Oh no, not like this. One moment. Okay, now that we're back on track. All that aside, we are going to expand the temporary base just a little. But I promised you guys an island base. That's what I agreed on, so that's what's gonna happen. So just bear with me while we get the core going down and we get the base going nice and good. I promise it's coming. Just give me some time, please. That's all I ask. So with all that, we are ready to start making the portal hub. Okay, cool. So now we've got us a lovely portal chamber. So now we get ready for the boss fight. All right. So we have 200 fire arrows ready to go. And I guess the only thing left to do, we really have time for in this episode, would be to get gear upgrades. So now it's time for the armor upgrades. We got us a full set of tier 3 armor, which is ballin'. All right, but with all that done, I think that's gonna be where we call it for the day. So join us next time when we beat the hell out of a large angry tree. See you on the next one. See ya. Shit, son. Oof. Oh, shite. Oh, no, not like this, please. Bonk. Woo. Oof. Ooh. Well, that's right for a stone. Oof. Alright, we're doing all the damages. Awesome. Okay. I don't know how many bings and bangs my poor ship can handle, man. If there ever were a handbrake.